Hi friends, my name is Dr. Sean Patterson, and I just want to talk to you for a few moments about the journey you're on, or potentially the journey you want to be on. Sometimes we're on different paths, and I know you're watching this because you want to be on the path to health, to wellness. We want to end the path of anxiety and fear and depression and physical pain and mental dullness and excess weight we can't lose and despair. We just want to end that. It's been a rough season for our nation, for our community, and right now I'm talking to you, those of you who are my friends, my family, my patients, coaching clients, people I run into at the gym. This is just kind of like a fireside chat minus the fire. We're just chatting about things that are on my heart, and honestly things that I have really learned over the last 20 years in private practice, things that I have to offer you to help you. Now what I don't want to do is have you pay me or ask me about things that I can easily point you towards where you could find the information you're looking for. I don't want to manipulate you to watch videos and follow me and come see me and hire me as a coach when it's not appropriate. And what I mean by appropriate is I want to give you everything that you can do on your own to be well. And when you hit those points where you're stuck or you hit a wall, that's when you need a friend, a coach, a colleague, a peer, things like that. So I just want to make that really clear. There's no big sales pitch. There's no deceptive close at the end. This is just me talking to you about things that I feel you need to hear, because the media and, to be honest, most of our health providers are just not telling us, or they don't know to tell us, or they're afraid to tell us, or they're pressured not to tell us. So we're going to just dive right into it. What I want to talk about is who you are. So I want you to just sit there for a second and just ask yourself, who am I? So if I ask myself who I am, some of the things that flood my mind are, well, I'm a doctor, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, and I've been a coach before, and I just kind of go all through all this language in my head, but really those just kind of describe the things I do. So I go, okay, well, what's a little bit deeper? Who am I? And that gets kind of tricky for some, but it's an important question that we have to answer to know if we're on the right path. I'm going to hold off telling you who I am just because that's dear to my heart, and I don't want to sway you or help put words in your head or kind of drag you along my path if it's not the right path. So we'll hold off on that. But what I find is people who can confidently answer that question, some people just hit me with it. They just tell me who they are, and they do a great job with confidence. So I say, okay, well, then what's your purpose? And a lot of times they'll go back to talking about being a mother, a father, a teacher, a preacher, an engineer, and they start telling me about what they do. And it's more about what rather than who you really are. Meaning, I believe that you were born into this world, no matter where you would have been on this world, no matter what parents you had, no matter what culture you were in, there's a certain essence to you that you would be carrying with you. Okay, now you just happen to be born in a North American culture, 21st century, so we have similarities. But I want to talk about those deep passions and essence about you, because if you're not following those, you're not on the right path. And it's not enough to just say, oh, well, I'm not on the right path. You have pain because of it. You have symptoms because of it. When a body ceases to function the way it's supposed to function, that is a symptom. Okay? You have symptoms because your bodies don't like what you're doing. Your minds don't like what you're doing. So you're either got your heels down and you refuse to listen, or you just don't know what your body's trying to tell you through its signs and symptoms. So my job is to just listen to what you have to say, okay, process it a little bit, use some of my experience, my intuitive understanding, my gifts, my skills, my passion, my essence, and speak back to you what I think I'm hearing, and just give you little gems that you can use to put yourself back on the right track. So, but in my experience, if you can't confidently answer this question when I say, who are you? And most people, when I ask them that, they look at me big-eyed, bright-eyed, and go, oh, and they just sigh, because they know they're not even going to take a stab at it. I don't know who I am. I just know I'm caught up in stress and life and this and that. And like I said, if you can't confidently answer that question, who you are and what your purpose is, you're going to have pain. And that pain looks different for everybody. This is where genetics and lifestyle and your family history and things come in. This is where it changes person to person. So my symptom is back pain and weight gain and low energy and some interrupted sleep. And maybe there's a few more, but those are the big ones. So when my family gets a cough or a cold, I get back pain. And people think that's strange, but no, that's viruses and bacteria and things, they attack my nerve roots. They may attack your upper respiratory and you get a cough and a cold. So what I'm trying to say is everybody's pain is different. So some people's pain is depression, anxiety. Some people's pain is they mess up relationships. Some people's pain is they medicate with drugs or alcohol or pornography or video games. I mean, we all have our thing, but pain is pain is pain. So there's physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, there's spiritual pain, there's despair, and these lead into a host of different things like medications, like therapies, maybe that work a little bit, but they don't restore you to who you're supposed to be. They just keep you out of damage. They keep you out of the acute pain, but they don't really restore you to wellness. So we're going to go on a journey. I'm going to shoot 4 videos. We're going to talk about 4 things that I feel and I know through experience that will put you on the right track, the right path to wellness, which means optimal physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. Okay? And so the first thing we're going to talk about is physical health. Your trillions and trillions of cells held together by light on a molecular level. There's more cells in you that are not you that are you. You have more viruses and bacterial cells than human cells. Like I'm 50 trillion cells of Sean Patterson, genetics, things like that. But then I have trillions of bacteria and trillions of viruses, and I have molds and yeast, and I've probably got some parasites. And I know that's icky, but we are not sterile creatures. We're polluted with nature, and we're supposed to be that way. Okay, so we're going to talk about physical though. We're going to talk about what makes you up. We're going to talk about your physical shape. You know what I mean by shape? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see? Are you a healthy shape? And I'm not talking about looking like a Greek god or a bodybuilder, a fitness competition, any of that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about, do you look at your body and go, hey, I'm not doing too bad for my age? When I look in the mirror and I say, hey, I'm 46 years old, getting better every year, I'll be better at 50 than I was at 40, I'm good with that. Slow and steady. I've had seasons where I'm up 30 pounds, down 30 pounds. I'm trading in clothes for bigger ones, and then I'm throwing away the big ones because I tell myself I'm never going to fit in them again. We all do that stuff, guys. But the first thing we're going to talk about, really important, is physical health, physical strength, and your body shape. Okay? Physical strength. Can you lift things? Can you pick things up? Can you reach over to pick up a backpack and not put your back out? Can you do some yard work and not pay for it? Okay? Can you go up the stairs and your knees aren't killing you? Okay? Physical health. The second thing we're going to talk about is mental clarity. Mental clarity and sharpness. Okay? Are you clear? Do you remember your phone number from high school? Do you remember phone numbers at all? You know, iPhones are ruining us and smartphones are ruining us. We don't remember numbers anymore. Okay? Do you remember your childhood address? Are you creative? Are you still using your creative nature? And if you're one of those right now saying, oh, I'm not creative, that's not true. You are. Maybe you've gone your whole life and never known how creative you are. So we're going to pull that out of you through some good conversation, some Q&A. Now I'll be live, but you're going to be able to respond if you catch me live, or you're going to watch this video and you're going to send me an email. But we're going to communicate. We're going to help you figure out your mental vigor, your mental strength, your optimal mental function, change some behaviors, what you have to do, why it takes only 63 days, but why you could go 50 years and never do it, and your creativity. Okay, so that's talk number 2. Talk number 1, physical strength and body shape. Talk number 2, mental strength, clarity, and creative nature. Number 3 is going to be things about what makes you. So every cell in my body I've either eaten, drinking, breathed in, something's been injected into me. Thank goodness that hasn't happened in a long time, but I do remember the last time I got a shot. Were all these cells made up by our food? So what's the difference in food? What's the deal with keto and paleo and the zone diet? And a lot of you have done the A to Z diet where you go from Atkins to zone. You guys have done so much with food and water. Remember when there was pH water, and now there's sparkling water, and now there's water that has medicinal properties, and it's just wild. But we're going to talk about food, water, and air. Okay? What you should be doing, what you got to watch out for, and detoxification. Okay? Our liver detoxifies, but so does our gut and our lymph system and our kidneys and our lungs and our breath and our urine and our stool and our sweat. And all that has to be working right to make sure you're detoxifying. Okay? We got this big 3.5 pound liver right here. This thing's brilliant. It'll get rid of poison. You got to make sure it's working right. So we can eat what we want, and get rid of what we don't need, what doesn't serve us well. Okay, so we're going to talk about food, water, air, and our detoxification systems. And that's a big key to you feeling well, okay? And your skin and the whole anti-aging thing, all right? So remember, number one, physical strength and shape. Number two, mental sharpness, clarity, and your creative nature. Because if you're not using your creative nature, you're going to be depressed. Number three, food, air, water, and detoxification will be our third talk. And then our fourth talk is going to be your spiritual self, okay? Finding your unknown talents and treasures and your spiritual DNA. Remember what I talked about? No matter where you were born in this world, you were infused with some say spiritual DNA, some talents, some abilities to figure things out, some abilities to affect people around you. Okay? Some people figure this out. This is why you hear people who come from nothing and they do great things with their life. Okay, they figure it out. But if you don't understand these things, what will happen is your mental strength, you'll rely too much on your mental strength and creativity, okay? And then what happens if you rely too much on one thing and not the other? You get imbalanced, and then you start to become a workaholic, you start to become obsessive, you'll start to have more pain. So these four things have to be balanced. Your physical body has to be healthy and strong. Your mental self has to be sharp and clear and creative. You have to understand what your unconscious mind is telling you through symptoms. You have to understand that there's a lot of voices in your head, right? There's your conscious voice, there's your unconscious voice, there's primitive systems that are keeping you alive. If you believe in spirituality, there's the good angel on your shoulder, there's the devil on your shoulder, there's what people are saying, there's what social media is saying. A lot of voices in your head, people. So we have to try to discern which ones are healthy for you and which ones are hurting you, okay? So we got the physical, we got the mind, we got the food, air, and water. You guys know that. It does make a difference what you put in your body. And some of your bodies used to be able to get away with things, and now they're not getting away with things. And the last thing is your spiritual self and finding your unknown talents and really the deep desires of your heart that maybe you gave up on because you thought that was childish. But I believe we're supposed to be childlike, not childish. And now that we're mature, we can be childlike without being childish. And there's a difference, and we'll talk about that. And it will help us raise our kids. And because, you know, guys, we're all in this together, okay? I've been on the planet 46 years. There's certain things I'm great at, and there's certain things I'm still trying to cultivate and understand. And I have friends that are younger than me that help, and I have coaches that are older than me that help, and I watch people, and I always have something to learn, and I would love to think I know everything. And I'm pretty stubborn, but the older I get, the more I realize I don't know very much at all. But I do know enough to operate within the context of my essence and passion, which is helping people like you find those little stuck points and working around them or pushing through them, okay? Sometimes you guys are trying to push through things. I'm going to push through that wall. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to use discipline and willpower, and you're pushing against the wrong wall. You're pushing against something that's going to only lead to despair, hopelessness, and frustration, okay? Here's the deal, you guys. We're all here. We all want to be here. At least most of us. Unless you're here already and you've arrived, well, great, then we could talk about now how you're going to change the world and your community and give back. But if you're not here, meaning if you don't have a goal, chances are you're here somewhere along that journey. Okay? It doesn't mean this is a bad place. It's just here's where you are. Let's say this version of yourself is 10 pounds lighter, a little bit more mentally sharp, sleeping better, a little healthier relationships with your kids or your parents or your wife or your husband, a little bit more money in the bank, and you want to really have a sense of understanding who God is for you, if there even is God, right? You want an understanding, so when I say, who are you, you can answer that question, okay? So here's where you want to be, and here's where you are. Most of us will go through life just like this and never get from here to here. Most of us, myself included in a lot of ways. We will stay here year after year, decade after decade, and then we'll just give up hope and we'll stay here, okay? So there's nothing worse than being here, trying to be here and not being able to get there. That's called frustration, anger, despair, and we start to lose hope and we get sick, okay? We get sick when we lose hope. Sick is different for some, right? Sick can be relational trouble, depression, sick can be cancer, sick can be heart disease, sick can be low energy, sick can be just, I don't care anymore, okay? But anyhow, here's what I will do for you. I will help you figure out how to get from here to here, okay? And if we learn along the way that it's not possible, that your expectations are off, we'll help reset those expectations. Because you either need to know how to get here or you have to change what you want and accept where you're at, okay? Because nobody said you can't just go like this, hey, I'm here already, okay? But it's up to you. You have to understand being stuck in the middle of what you want and where you are can just be torture and a life of pain, okay? Pain is okay. We're guaranteed pain. But if you sit there without productive accomplishment of your goals and working towards that, it's no longer pain, it's suffering, okay? I think as one of the Dalai Lamas said it, that pain is guaranteed, but suffering is optional, okay? So please, it's okay, let's have some pain, okay? Life is painful. Let's have productive pain that gets us where we want to go. I will help you. We're going to do 4 videos. I need to know that you want to watch these videos. I don't want to spam you. I don't want to just send them out. So if you're getting this via email, just shoot back. It comes to me personally. I'm in. Shoot me the videos. Okay, I want to know more about them. Great, done. There's no charge. When we get through the videos, if you think, oh, hey, I hit one of those walls you talked about, I need some personal help, great. I'll tell you how that works. But there's no cost. I'm going to give you enough information to go from here to here, okay, if your expectations are set right and you're healthy enough. And if you're not, you're going to hit some walls along the way. And then we'll talk. All right, you guys, that's all I had to say. God bless you. Get some sunshine. Go on your walk. Drink some good water. Enjoy your people. Laugh a little bit. Don't be so serious and don't hold on to everything so tight. Hold on loosely, all right? God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.